really awesome for me. A couple of tier 4s here, tier 4 and a tier 5. Now, that PZ-3-4, if he gets around me, it's gonna be game over. So I track him here, and that 220 damage. Hey everybody, welcome back to dungeongurunet. This is nethervoid, also known as John, doing another strategy series for you today, and another double header this week. This time I'm doing the JPz IV, JagdPz IV, or no, it's not the JagdPz IV. Sorry about that. And this is a German tier 6 tank destroyer, right after the Stug 2 and right before the JagdPz. So this TD is a little bit weird. It's definitely fast, like the Stug 3. The problem really with it is it gets matched into games where it has a hard time penetrating the tanks. As a tier 5, you can pretty much pen in a Stug the tier 6 and 7s, and you have lots of mobility and stuff, but for some reason when you get in the tier 6s, it gets a lot harder to pin the tier 8s. You do get this nice short 88 gun, which we'll talk about in a minute, and you do have a nice low profile, which is nice. The Slugger has a really high profile in the American tier 6, so TD. So it's really nice to have that low profile. So basically what you're going to do in this tank, like the Stug, you're going to do a little bit of run and gun, probably a little not as much because you're not as mobile. It doesn't feel as mobile, even though you kind of are. But it's really, now you're going up against guys that can pen you no problem. You probably won't get any bounces on this tank. Really rarely you'll get bounces. So you're going to kind of hide. You're going to play a little bit of hide and seek. You're going to make sure you just take the shots that you know you can get. Wait till the guy's engaged with some other people, somebody else, and shoot him then. And basically pick your shots wisely. If you start taking too much heat, you need to relocate. That's basically how you play this tank. Play it pretty far back, not too close to the enemy. If you play it really close, you're just going to get jacked up. So you want to sit back a little bit. And we'll talk all about the parts of this tank that make you able to do that, which is mainly the gun, and we'll talk about why the gun's so good. So let's get into statistics. 600 hit points, not bad. I don't have well, here's the tier 5 Russian. I don't have. No, that's not going to help us. I don't have any other tier 6 tank destroyers in my garage right now, where I can show you the difference. That's pretty good. 600, it's not too bad. Really, it's 2 hits from a tier 8 gun, so you're probably going to get killed pretty quickly. Because the tier 7s are going to have 240 or something. Even a tier 7 might 2-shot you, so you got to be really careful in this tank. 440 engine. Let's just make sure I have all the modules before we get into that stuff. So yeah, I do. So 440 horsepower, pushing 24 tons. It's still pretty fast. Top speed 38. You probably get up into the 30s on this thing. 35 traverse, not too bad for a TD. It's a lot better than the American ones. And it's kind of obvious when you get into the American TDs that this is a little better. I like having better track traverse than having this stupid turret. So that's pretty nice. 80 sloped hull turret seems to be pretty normal for German tanks. This is going to be your same armor from the Hetzer all the way up to the Jagdpanther, so it doesn't get any better. They all have the same armor. This equates to about 120 millimeters of flat armor, so oddly enough, you actually have more armor than the Tiger, which is weird. So that's kind of nice. 50 gun speed doesn't really matter. 380 view range. This is really crappy for a TD. You don't really need it because really this is for spot range. And you should not be up front so close that you need to spot people. So unless you're doing a line all by yourself, and you should only be doing that if you're top tier. And if you really have a problem with that, throw some binocs on them. We'll talk about that later. Signal range on the radio, 470. Again, not very good. You're probably going to lose contact with your friendlies toward the end of the match if you're all split up all over the map. And it just generally does get hard to kind of at the end of the game to relay the information back to enemies and to know where your friendlies are. Now let's get into modules. So I was just messing around here a little here with the modules, and here's something really funny about this tank is, with the stock tracks, you can only put up to the second engine on and no other guns other than this 7.5. So you're really going to be in a world of hurt with this tank. You can't even put the L70 on this thing without getting the tracks. So once you also cannot put a camo net on it without the tracks. So once you get the tracks, it does unlock pretty much everything else on this thing. So you're going to have to go for tracks right away. I did not know that. And then it's going to let you see, as you can see here, put everything else back on. So radio, obviously you need to upgrade it from this 470 meter range because 370 is really not cutting it, and so many tanks use this that you should probably have it. Yeah, you're gonna have it from the Stug 3, so just throw it on right away. with these engines, you're going to have this from the Stug 3, but again, you're only going to be able to put it on after you get the track, so you can throw the second engine on at least right away. And the engines here, it does go up 10%, and that's a really significant jump up to 440. So it's going to be a little harder to maneuver and get around when you only have 350 horsepower, but it's still doable. Once you get to 440, you should notice a big difference, and that'll help you move around the map a lot more. You do have a slight traverse increase here, 10% actually, when you do get the increased tracks, so that's kind of nice too. Keeps you from being flanked and circled, really, is what that does. So when you first start out, you're going to have to start out with a 7.5 gun right here. It's not very good. Average penetration 106. That is not going to cut it in tier 6s, and this is why this tank is really hard to play, because you're going to be going up against tier 8s and stuff, and you're not going to pin them even in the front lower plate. So you're going to have to get flank shots with this thing when you first start out. Now, once you get the tracks, you can throw the L70 on there. That's going to help out a lot. Look at that. It adds 40% almost, well, 30% to penetration, and 30%, well, 20% to damage. Whatever that percentage is, doesn't really matter. 20 damage and 30 pen. That's going to help out a lot. It's still not going to feel that great, but it's going to feel pretty good. The damage is going to feel a little low on these big tier 8s, and so having this 220 is going to really help. And you can upgrade to this short 88. A lot of people don't like the reload speed nerf, but I like it because you're going to need to blow some tracks off people to track them so they don't get around you, and it's going to be a lot harder to do with this 135 damage gun. The 220 damage is still difficult, but it's much better when you're trying to track somebody to have that 220 damage. So anyway, those are the modules, and let's get into some research. So we're here on the JPz IV tree, and it's actually a really simple tree in the fact that these 4 right here and this second engine are all unlocked on Stug, so this whole thing should be wide open. The only thing you need to unlock are the tracks and the short 88 here. So it's easy. Tracks, short 88, JagdPz. Really simple tree, and that's how I would do it. So it's over here if you need it. I don't see how you would, but that's it. Alright, so that's research. Now let's do some equipment. Now, I don't get equipment on anything below a tier 7, but I do try to get the camo net really early because it's so cheap and you can move it around without spending gold. So right after you get the tracks, I would throw a camo net on. I throw a camo net on all of my TDs just to keep them as the lowest amount of camo rating as I can. I just want, especially with this thing, you need to give it any little benefit you can. So I definitely get a camo net. You might want to get a toolbox in case you get tracked, because your crew is not going to be able to help you out that much. They should be up into the 80s or 85% when you unlock everything, possibly in the 90. Not like this crew. I had to get a new crew because I bought this thing when it was on sale. So your crew should help a lot, but that toolbox is going to help, especially because when you hit 100%, you're going to be getting camo rating, not repair. So get a toolbox. That'll help. I would probably get binocs because you're going to be standing still a lot, and getting that view range up will help. It's pretty low, even though you're not going to be spotting. It will help when people are trying to creep up on you and stuff. That will help. You can also get this rammer if you don't mind moving things around with gold. It will help you all the way up the chain. I would recommend getting the rammer and these vent. That's what I would get when I had the JagdTiger anyway. So you can get those too if you don't mind moving stuff around. But if you don't want to spend gold, toolbox, binocs, and camo net. It's pretty standard. And if you don't care about spending gold, then rammer, vents, and camo net. That's what I would get. So I would probably not put as much well, I probably would put HE on this thing, because you're going to have to shoot to the front sometimes. You're not going to be able to flank these guys. So you're going to need HE to take out the guns and stuff like that. Or just to hit somebody that's in the cap, you need to reset the cap. 12 was kind of a lot, but again, in these tier 6s, you never know what you're going to go up against, so it's just nice to have that HE. I never run on an AP, so it doesn't really matter. A little more AP if you want it. Again, tiers 5 and 6, I only put a repair kit on it, and that's because it's just not cost efficient to use the fire extinguisher or the med kit. If you catch on fire, you're probably getting hosed anyway. 3K is not going to help out too much. So and apparently I skipped crew on this tank as well. So the crew is going to look about like the 80 to 85%, probably 85% when you elite this tank, because there's not a lot to go through. So just this gun and the tracks, so you're not going to get much out of that. But as you're grinding through the JagdPz, you're going to approach 100%, and make sure you don't switch your crew to the JagdPz or get the JagdPz until your crew is at 100%, and you'll unlock camo, is what I would get, camo rating. So that's this crew and this tank, and let's get into a game. Spawned on Mountain Pass this time. This is a pretty good map for this TD. Well, this to me is a great map for almost any tank. It's one of the newer maps, and it's got a lot of lanes. It's got, you know, some hills, some straightaways. It's got a little bit of everything for everybody, and that's what I love about this map. So the Jag 4 does not get a better gun than its other tier 6 mediums like it. And to me, that's what really makes some TDs really not great choices, or really not good tanks, is because if you're going to have the same gun as a medium, like the 3000H, why don't you just drive the 3000H? Because at least you can turn your turret then, you can move quickly, you don't have the same camel rating, but it doesn't matter. Once you're seen in these TDs, you need armor, and you need mobility. So the couple of shots you're going to get on somebody invisible is not going to kill them anyway, so I don't know. I really think that TDs need a bigger gun than their same tier counterparts, and in some cases they get them, but not in this case. So I'm probably going to be watching, well, I was thinking I was going to be watching Bridge. There are 4 lanes on this map. The North Ice Road, which is like A lane to, you know, A lane down in that. There's Bridge, which I'm going to right here. Then there's the Valley, which you can see the TD is at E4 there. And then there's the long way around. That's at the 1 lane there that goes all the way around. Man, great. This is really awesome for me. A couple of tier 4s here, tier 4 and a tier 5. Now, that PZ-4, if he gets around me, it's gonna be game over. So I track him here, and that 220 damage is what you need to do stuff like that. You could probably do it with the L70, but I wanted to make sure that he was gone. So see, 2 shots takes him out. Probably didn't have the upgraded turret. Doesn't seem like anyway. But this big gun really helps with taking out tracks and getting those guys out of your face. So he's dead. 4 shots, 2 dead tanks. Well, it's not necessarily true. 4 hits, 2 dead tanks. So that lane's covered. Now we got a big old open weak point here with the 75 coming up. The TD at the Valley must have got killed. So it's time to take care of a different lane here. Artie, I don't know what he was doing. He's getting juiced right here. Artie should be on top of the hill at C3. He should not be way down in here. Maybe, nope. Dang, I want to take that guy out, because he's a big pain in the butt. T20's on me. This is not going to be good. Let's deal with him then, since I can't see the other guy. I don't even think he sees me. Not very great armor on the front of the T20. Doesn't take a lot to pen them. But they're very good tanks still. Very quick. Gun is pretty accurate, pretty good. Man, that 75 is a super wild card. Okay, he's going behind those guys over there, and I'm saying, hey, jack this guy up. PZ4, come on, you can do it. Nope. Probably because that... See, if the French had to load, he wouldn't have been able to kill him, and the PZ3 probably would have been able to kill him. So, I'm definitely not going that way. I'm going to go chase down that T20, I think. Because he is... But I'm still clicking... You know, other guys are clicking, saying, hey, there's a 75 coming up behind you. 2 tanks should be able to take him out. He's only at 100. But I want to get that T20 out of the game. If we can get him out of the game, much better chance to survive here. He's just 2 shots from death, and he's not even paying attention to me. And I get a critical hit on the track. Probably because my crew is not that great. Luckily, he didn't hit me there. He's in a swampy area? Why is he moving so slow? Oh well, he's dead. T20's a goner, 11-8. This is a much better looking game now. We still have our top 3 heavy tanks. All they really have is that 75, and he's about to die. What's he going up against? The IS? Yeah, he's dead. IS has enough life to soak up any kind of damage he can spit out. There we go, he's dead. This is GG now. A couple of Stugs and a Hummel left. There's the Hummel. And there's a bunch of our heavies, so yeah, he's dead. The only 2 wild cards now are the Stugs. Now, if they're at our base, and they both got in our base right now, they could win. Like if they went over the bridge, because nobody was covering it when I left. But, okay, well here's one. Now they can't win. There's no way. Even if they started the cap, I could get back to the cap in time to kill them. If they're both in the cap, maybe I couldn't, because that'd only be 45 seconds. They might be able to get it in that amount of time. Going head-to-head with IS. Don't really recommend it, but at least he didn't get around him. I want to find that last Stug, because, hey, more damage, more credits, more XP, right? Might as well do it. So I haven't sat still for very long in this game. I don't even think I've used my camo net because I've been basically attacking. In this map, you can do that as long as you can surprise the enemy. Oh, there he is. I spotted him, I think. Definitely make sure you get a couple shots, because look at that. He's only going to last like 2 shots. So, good game. That's about almost an 1,100 point game there, because it's a ×3. Nice credits at almost 31,000. Well, the rounds probably cost, let's say 2,000, so 28,000 game there. Nice credit earnings. And a couple of, well, I didn't get one, but there's a couple of medals. I got 3 kills and damaged 2 guys. Did not detect that stug, so somebody else must have done it. Look at that, though. 11 out of 12 shots hit. That's a very good hit rate. The gun is accurate. It's just my crew is not that great, so I had to wait a little bit for the reticle to come in. I also received 4 hits, so I did actually pretty good. I think I bounced one of the shots, too. I also got some ace capture. So that was a great game, and that's kind of how you want it to be on this PZ4, or JPz IV. You probably won't have a lot of great games like that. You want to be a little cautious, though. I was a little aggressive, but I felt like we were losing, so I just kind of wanted to, you know, mainly stop that push up the valley like that. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Looks like my efforts to keep the garage section in this video have paid off, so now I can load 2 games. This is El Haloof. Great map for TDs, and I'm about to show you why. The other video I showed you is more of a kind of a run-and-gun aggressive style with this tank, which you can do pretty well because this thing does have the mobility to do it. A lot like the Stug 3, so if you play through the Stug, then this tank feels pretty familiar. So, looks like we got another Jag4 in my... going to my spot, so I picked a different spot here. Now on this map you can just camp behind the bushes a little bit. Now my shot, when I fire, will project out 15 meters, which means I will not be behind a bush at that point. But this map is so long, it's generally okay, because the guy up front is spotting for me, so the guy all the way across the map can't see me from here, even if I fire from outside of this bush. Got my camo net active. This is good. This is good stuff. AMX-40, I don't know why I didn't hit that guy. So, sorry about that, my hard drive seems to be having problems. I need to defrag my hard drive after this. And through well, wow, I can't... You know, if my crew was better, I would be hitting that guy. But they're not, so I suck. Can't hit him. So moving around, obviously, I'm not getting the bush or the camo bonus at this point. But those guys are really far away. Ah, here we go. Catch a guy trying to flank. Don't do this. If you flank this early in the game, you're going to get killed like that, because there's people over here like me shooting you. Let's get another shot right between the turret and the... Nope, that's his weak spot, by the way. Right between the turret and the hull. But my crew sucks. I think they're only like 60 in this video. Maybe even 55. Normally they'd be probably about 90% after I unlocked everything. Maybe 85%. 85 to 90%. And they would have probably made that shot. T-28 can be very deadly with the big gun. Easy target to take out. It's obvious a high priority target. He does not have the big gun though. And he's dead. Ah, here we go. Slugger and Tiger. Now the Slugger is right there where I shot. He's weak right there. But my crew failed to hit him again. Let's see if they can do their job this time. They hit the top of the turret. I'll take it. So he's easier to get out of the game, and he has a similar gun to the Tiger, although the Tiger has a slightly better gun. He has a lot more hit points. He's not as easy to take out. Ah, this guy's the guy that's shooting at me. Yeah, take that, buddy. Boom in your face. Alright, now he's pretty low. Let's jack this noob up. Bounce. Tiger's one of their biggest tanks here. Where the heck's their T-29? Must be sniping. I don't know where he is. Oh, I think I remember where he is. So, Hetz and KV-1S. Now, this guy... Oh, now Artie is zooming in on this position, so I'll just back up. They probably can't see me. They're just shooting it at that bush because that's where a lot of TDs hide. So, I'll just back up for a while. I don't see any shots coming in. We got a Artie coming up behind me. And generally, in a TD, especially if you're sniping, you don't try to spot. You wait for other guys to spot for you. So I'll just wait. Here we go. Can I get a shot on this guy? Nope, he must be behind that hill. 3601 too. It'd be nice to take him out. He's pretty armored. Apparently, I like to lean over the edge here. Now, when physics comes out, I would fall off and die. So I can't do that with physics. This is not looking too good. 3 to 5 here. Ooh, okay. I can work with this. That's a cupola shot. I kind of wanted to get a body shot on him, but I can't. That's going to be a Trax. Nice cupola! So taking that guy out will really help. Can't see the TD, or I'd probably go for him. Again, crew suckage. Man, dude, crew is everything, especially in these long-range TD shots. 6.8 reload speed, pretty good. Not really fast, not really slow. Come on, guys. Finally, our T-29 goes out to play. But that means the whole southeast side is wide open, and they have 2 heavies over there and a TD. This is not good. This is really not good. We got a little scout over there playing around with them too. What the hell's going on with this game? Oh, a hits. So at this point, I'm like, wow, the other side is totally wide open. I'm gonna go cover it. So just having a TD over here can keep this side from getting capped, or because if they crawl up the hill right there, they're going to take out our arty, and then we're pretty much dead meat. This game's over. It's an even game now. That's good. Took out the JPz IV that I hit before. The T-29 did. Looks like they're closing in on the probably SU-100 is probably what that is. There's the T-29, and our PZ-4 and T-34 over there trying to push. See, my radio kept me from seeing those guys. Bigger radio is definitely good at the end of these games. I thought nobody was over here. And the reason why I could see that scout is because he's probably got a gigantic radio, like 800 meters. Nice! The side armor's really weak. You can pen that all day long. Arty is spotting me. I'm not doing very good at being a TD right here. I got no bush. I got some cover from a rock just in case, but I have no... Well, at least I got my camo net now. Which is okay, but not the greatest. Somebody's boogieing out of there. Who is that anyway? T-34 says, I'm done. I'm out of here. What's this on the minimap? E2. What are you doing here? Now, get some side shots on this guy. Should be able to take him out in 4 shots. 4 shots. Oh, there we go. Right in the side of the turret. Now, I did that because, if you remember from the E2 video, if he has the upgraded turret, it'll go right through. It's got like 50 armor or something, but the side has like 80, I think. Something like that. So, he's just about dead. No problems here. Oh, arty. I was not being smart. What I should have done there is made sure arty couldn't hit me by putting myself on the other side of that rock and not worrying about the E2. And that's the end of the game right there, because I did not put myself behind the rock, and arty basically finished the game. I could have had that guy no problem. I think we won this game, but I don't remember what my XP was. I'm thinking it's probably going to be about 700 or 800, since I did get so many hits on the E2 right there, and I got a hit on the T-29 and other tanks like that. I hit about, I want to say 4 or 5 tanks, I can't remember. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and favorite if you like this video. And I'll see you guys next week.